I created G plans out of nutrition frustration. One day during nutrition studies at Duke University, we came across a revelation. We discovered that everyone has a completely unique metabolic structure and type. Eating a generic diet program will not get you the results you want, and you will continue on a path of yo-yo dieting forever. Ultimately, sustainable food programs are built within your own specific metabolic template.
I eat what Dr. G tells me to eat for my metabolic type. I don't call this program a diet because I eat more than on other programs.
Hello and welcome to another nutrition masterclass. So glad to see you here today. My name is Savannah, a nutritionist here at G Plans, and we have another great topic to discuss today. Today we're going to be talking about how slow and steady weight loss wins the race, so to say. Essentially, we think, of course, it's maybe exciting when you start a plan and maybe you see really quick weight loss initially. But today we're going to talk about why that might not be the best or most sustainable option, and why slow, steady, consistent weight loss is the way to go. So we're going to discuss that today. I do see a few people checking in already. Hello to Jerry and Angelica. I'm glad to see you here. So just as a reminder, please do feel free today, if you have questions that come up, go ahead and feel free to add those to the chat box here today. At the end of our presentation, I always like to take those questions and talk with you a little bit. And then as well, I'll also post my email here shortly so you can reach out to me personally if you'd like to do that. But we'll go ahead and jump right in here. Alrighty. Okay, so slow and steady weight loss wins the race. Let's see. Okay, and so here is our overview for what we'll cover today. First of all, we're going to talk about why is slow and steady weight loss more efficient. We're going to cover a few reasons why. First off, your metabolism does slow down. We will discuss a few big keys to sustainable weight loss, what to look for there. And then we'll go back to discussing some reasons why fast weight loss is not the best way to go. Again, you lose some muscle mass and it's not sustainable long term. And then after that, we're going to wrap up with our tip of the week, and then lastly, our special promotion of the week. All right, and so just as a reminder here, this is my email you'll find here on the screen. We will also have that added for you in the chat box here today, so you can go ahead, add any questions you may have in general to the chat box, but if you have something you'd prefer to reach out to me individually on, feel free to send me an email. Okay, so starting off, why is slow and steady weight loss more efficient? When we do start a weight loss plan, of course, we want to see results quickly. However, rapid weight loss is definitely not the way to go. Losing weight quickly can sabotage your long-term weight goals and affect your health in a negative way. Extreme and overly restrictive diets can cause you to see rapid weight loss initially, but these types of diets have been shown to cause a yo-yo effect, as you will likely gain back the majority of the weight that you lost over the long term, possibly even more, and this is due to a slower metabolism and a plan that is just not sustainable. Today we're going to discuss the reasons why rapid weight loss can backfire in the long run, and how slow and steady weight loss is more sustainable and efficient. Okay, so first thing that happens when you're following a restrictive plan and you see fast weight loss initially, your metabolism does slow down. So Less calories can lead to a slower metabolism. When you lose weight very quickly, your body starts to slow down its calorie burning process. This is your body's way of ensuring that you do not starve. You might see quick weight loss at first, but your metabolism is also entering into survival mode. This also plays more into your hormones. So first off, with thyroid hormones, if you do follow an extreme low-calorie diet or possibly very restrictive in carbohydrates as well, this can lead to a reduction in thyroid hormone production, which this can also contribute to weight gain and a sluggish metabolism. Undereating can also lead to nutrient deficiencies that can even further affect your thyroid health. Another hormones to discuss are hunger hormones. Following a restrictive plan also affects your hunger hormones, which are ghrelin and leptin. As soon as you begin a low-calorie plan, the fullness hormone leptin will fall and the hunger hormone ghrelin will increase. These changes can make you feel more hungry and make it even more challenging to stick to your plan. So, kind of in the middle of our discussion here, I did want to mention a few main keys to very sustainable weight loss. So, first off, you want to determine your why. This is so important to know more than just, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why do you want to lose that 10 pounds? Why did you set that goal in the first place? That's what's going to drive you. Second, adopt a healthy, balanced diet. So, of course, if you're following G plans, we're going to provide you excellent meal plans that are very balanced. They're whole foods based, and they're not going to be too restrictive. So make sure you're following a balanced plan, something that's sustainable you can stick with. With that being said, set realistic goals and focus on building these healthy habits into your routine. So ultimately, it's all about sustainability. Set those small goals that you can build upon. Set those small, realistic goals and build from there, and focus on really setting and creating those new habits. Also, incorporate some regular activity. So, of course, even beyond exercise, just movement throughout your day is so important for our health and for weight loss as well. And then lastly, also allow yourself a bit of flexibility. So when you're too rigid on a plan, that is not super sustainable. It can lead you to falling off track because you are not allowing yourself a little flexibility on occasion. So have an off-plan meal maybe once a week, have an off snack, something here and there. So allow yourself a little room. Lastly here, I'd love if you could share with me in the chat box here today, what helps you to build a sustainable routine? What has worked for you? How do you create new habits that you can stick with? How do you set those small goals that you can build upon? Please share with me. I'd love to talk about that at the end today. All right, so next up, when you lose weight very quickly, you also generally do lose muscle mass. So when starting a restrictive diet, it can be exciting to see the scale drop quickly initially. However, you are not only losing fat, you are also losing water weight and muscle mass as well. A reduction in muscle mass is another reason why following a diet that is too low in calories can lead to a slower metabolism. Muscle mass helps to increase our metabolism even at rest, so the ultimate goal with weight loss is to lose primarily fat while preserving lean muscle mass. Another factor that is important to discuss is that muscle mass, of course, is more dense than fat tissue. So although someone with a higher amount of muscle, they may weigh more, they will likely appear smaller than someone that has a lower muscle mass and higher fat percentage. All this means is that muscle mass is incredibly important to build and preserve. So this is super important when weight loss is your goal. Preserving muscle mass is super key as well. All right, so rapid weight loss is also just not sustainable. When you do follow an extreme diet, you will likely find that over time, it gets harder to continue losing weight. A couple of weeks in, you may notice more cravings and increased hunger. This is due to some of those hormonal changes that occur when you reduce your caloric intake a bit too much. In addition to that shift in hormones that we mentioned, when you follow a plan that is overly restrictive, it's very challenging to stick with it over time. Researchers have found that those who follow a more sustainable plan and generally lose weight in a slower and more consistent way, they see the best results over the long term, keeping the weight off that they lost. And very often what you can see when you're following something that is so restrictive is because it leads to that reduction, a slower metabolism, you can actually gain that weight you lost and maybe a bit more back as well. So ultimately, the best way to lose weight in a healthy way and keep it off long term is to follow that balanced, sustainable plan that does not overly restrict calories or any macronutrients. Focus on setting those small, realistic goals and building those healthy habits that you can stick with. That's going to help you see the best results that will also stick with you long term as well. All right, so we've made it to my tip of the week. As it gets a little warmer outside, we're getting into springtime, wanted to say shop local. So first, if you have a farmer's market nearby to you, definitely check out the farmer's market. Spring is an excellent time of year to take advantage of the fresh produce that's available near to you. Going to a farmer's market is also a great way to give you a little more variety. Maybe check out some different produce, some things that you haven't been cooking with right now, and it's going to help give you a little more new options, some fresh options to try in your meal plan. Also, it's a great time too, with everything in season, to consider freezing some additional produce to preserve for later. Another great way to consider shopping local, aside from a farmer's market, is to consider a CSA. There are many different ways to take advantage of local produce. A CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture, it allows you to purchase a share of a local farm, and then you'll regularly receive a box that will have a variety of produce. So again, this is another great way to maybe try some new things that you're not currently cooking with. Some farms do also even offer delivery or maybe pick up somewhere that's closer to you. So definitely search these, find what's close to you, and take advantage. Great time of year. All right, so very last thing today is our special promotion. We are still running our excellent promotion for our referral program. So something you'll definitely want to look into if you haven't already. There is a referral dashboard for you located inside of the app. And after this call, you will receive an email with a bit more information as well. For this referral program, we do offer $40 cash for each referral that you send in. If you send in 3 referrals, you will actually receive a $100 bonus on top of the $40. And the top referrer of each month, so we have looking for one this month of March as well, the top referral will receive $250 bonus. So this is cash as well. This is not just credit to use inside G plans. So definitely check this out. A great opportunity to take advantage of. All right, and so if you have any other questions for me today, please go ahead and add those to the chat box at this time. We've reached the end of our presentation here. All right. So looks like I see Mary Lou here checking in. Good to see you checking in from Canada, Mary Lou. All right, and then Angelica said, what calorie range would you recommend, or should we just not focus on calories? That's an excellent question. So this is still super important to make sure that you are in the correct range for calories and macronutrients for you individually. So good way to do that, of course, is if you're following the G Plans app, you're completing those weekly check-ins, your plan is going to be adjusted to your needs. So really easy way to do it there if you're already following the G Plans app. Of course, we do also offer nutritionists like myself that you can work with at G Plans, and we can also take maybe a little more fine-tuned look to your calorie and macro goals and build a custom plan for you. So I definitely suggest following a plan, of course, but again, following something that is going to be too low in calories and for too long of a period of time, that is when you start to have these issues with a slower metabolism, nutrient deficiencies even, things like that. So we want to make sure you're at the right spot. You're not too low in calories or certain macronutrients, if that makes sense. Great question, Angelica. Yeah. All right. And so definitely recommend, if you haven't already, check out your email today. Look for this email on the referral program. It's an excellent time to take advantage of that. And just as a reminder, if you have some other questions I didn't get to you today, please feel free to send me an email. You'll see my email there in the chat box. And I hope to see you next week for another nutrition masterclass. And hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday and a great week.